So just having that background
Yeah,
of how exactly you were born and that situation around that time. You met your dad for the first time last year in
yeah,
August.
man. That
How
was
hard was it to reconnect
it
after
was
all these years?
now it wasn't hard to reconnect because I've been doing the work, man. Like for the last 5 or 6 years, I've been working on myself,
Mm.
facing my fears, making my health better, making my communication better, my interpretation of life, my attitude,
Mm.
my
Mm.
behavior. I've been working on all that, so I
Okay.
was ready
Okay.
for that moment. But if I wasn't doing all that work, I wouldn't be ready for that moment. But it was still not to say that it was just a walk in the
Fuck
park. No,
yeah.
it was cool. It was powerful. Like when I met him and saw him, and I was like, this is the guy who looks like me, who like talks like me. It was crazy because now I'm above 25 years old,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
and so at first it was like, damn, like, hey, uni mimi. And then the other feeling was just a feeling of a big sigh of relief because
Mm.
when you never get to meet your parents in that way, parents are like nutrients
Yeah.
in the soil for a
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah.
It's like the ground in which you're bred. So that ground has to be fertile for you to be a seed that produces healthy fruit.
Mm.
So we never know, but certainly all the people who've been raised by a single parent, be it mother, be it father, there's a masculine and feminine dynamic that need to live together in harmony, in balance.
Mm.
Not in a way that one feels less than the other, like just in a good way. It contributes to you seeing things in a more full way in life, because a
Mm.
lot of people see it in one way. Either you're seeing it just like a guy or like in a masculine way, or you're seeing it in a feminine way.
Mm.
And even masculine and feminine is not just gender, it's energy, it's taste for things, perception, awareness.
Mm.
So that was I felt just like that gap closing inside.
Okay. Just still on the same discussion, I'm happy that you talked about the process
Yeah,
of just yourself getting ready for that moment.
yeah, yeah.
But then when that moment happens, what is the conversation like? What is
It
the
was
first thing you even said?
um yeah, I know. I don't even remember. but
Yeah.
but there's never words
Yeah.
for this stuff, bro. There's never any right word for these moments.
Yeah.
So he he just said, because how we met, I had to pick him up from the stage and we were driving into now the village where he lives. So he entered the car in the back. So
Mm.
that saved me that
Awkwardness.
physical anxiety. I had like
Yeah.
time to prepare.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm your dad. This is where I am. This is, yeah, he was also like overwhelmed with excitement and
Yeah.
joy. Um, and then it was nice to see his home, and he even told me like, yeah, this here is a house for you if you ever need,
Oh wow.
which was good because I grew up around a lot of I think like mental poverty and physical poverty. We struggled so much that we felt so scarce.
Mm.
So my mom has never owned a crib, so I've always had this anxiety of we don't own a home where I
Mm.
can feel settled,
Yeah.
you know, which I think is important for us
Mm.
as humans,
Mm. Mm.
especially as Africans. Just feeling like you don't have a sense of like I'm settled, even if
Mm.
it's not my house,
Yeah.
even knowing your parent owns, you know. So I always had that anxiety. So when you told me that, like small things like those were lifted, and you start to feel like a whole human again, and those things that you've been carrying that make you feel like you're lacking, they go completely.
Mm.
Yeah.
How are things now?
Things are I, it's cool. It's cool, but
Mm. So
now
many
this is
years
the
lost.
after.
Because I'm like,
This
it's
is that.
so many years
Yeah,
lost.
this is
You
the
know.
after.
Yeah.
Now, when that excitement was gone from that drive, I went met his stepwife, and my stepmom, his other wife,
Mm-hmm.
who was to be his second wife. My mom was to be the first one, or I don't
Mm.
know who was to come first, but
Yeah.
my dad was openly polygamous. So he after that, and then I started to learn like the deeper politics, the politics that was behind it. Him and my
Mm.
mom don't see eye to eye. She didn't even want me to go, so I had to go low key,
Got you.
chini ya maji too. And then, so you start to learn the real story, And it's a difficult truth that you have to face, you know, when the honeymoon is over. You have to face the fact that, okay, you're my dad to school, I've seen you, Nini, but you have things to work through, and I can draw boundaries, you know. Same with my mom, same with anyone. Like, never be scared to draw boundaries when you know what's working for you and what's not working, until that person owns up to it. Yeah, so I'll just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna ask you to add anymore.
Yeah.
But also something that I picked from the beautiful post that you put on
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
on that moment is that a lot of the things you do now are things that your dad also does.
Oh, I didn't
And you
mention that.
never you had
That
never
was
met or
crazy.
had any connection.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
already you could
He's
pick
a
the
farmer. He
similarities. Yeah.
grows herbs. He's into like farming and organic food and stuff like that. So for sure, that was crazy. That was
That was
crazy.
like, ooh, wow,
That was
okay.
crazy, bro.